Dr. John Barrasso from Casper.
I'm John Barrasso, a second-term state senator from here in Natrona County. I'm ready to go to work day one with experience in the legislature. In the legislature, I support limited government, lower taxes, less spending, a strong defense, and secure borders. I'm also a physician, and for the last 20 years have helped with the Wyoming health fairs. I'm ready, willing, and able to go to work on day one for all the people of Wyoming.
John Barrasso, I'm going to ask you a question that's close to your heart as a physician. Do you think health care is too expensive for Americans? And if so, what should Congress be doing to address that question?
Health care is very expensive. We need quality, affordable, and available health care, and certainly in Wyoming. And rural health is a major component of that. Senator Thomas was actually a champion on the issue and an expert in rural health. He did everything he could to make sure that the hospitals were staffed in Wyoming, the emergency services did all he could. There is no one magic bullet for this problem. I've worked for the last 20 years with the health fairs to give people information they could use to stay healthy, to keep down the cost of their medical care. That's what I've tried to do as part of my entire career. We can certainly do more, and Senator Thomas led the way. There's now going to be a void, certainly in the Rural Health Coalition that Senator Thomas championed, and I'm supporting his efforts in a bill that is now going to be introduced in his name, and I'm ready to support that and work for it to help all of rural Wyoming in getting the health care that they need and having it affordable.
Dr. Barrasso, are you satisfied with the ethical performance of Congress and of your party in Congress in particular? And particularly in the wake of the Jack Abramoff scandal, do you think Congress needs to change its relationship with lobbyists?
The ethical problem is a bipartisan disease in Congress. It's a major problem. And the thing that Craig Thomas did so well to avoid ever being involved in any of that is he came home to Wyoming every weekend. He didn't spend his weekends there, he spent his weekends here, and that's what I plan to do as our next United States Senator. Be back in Wyoming every weekend, visiting with communities, listening to people, and not be involved with any of the kind of ethical problems that we've heard about from the people that make Washington a way of their life.
Liquid coal.
That, to me, is the future of the Wyoming economy, converting coal to liquids. Senator Bunning and Senator Thomas are working on a bill to that. I'm ready to co-sponsor that and go and look for that as a way to future advance our economy and help us become less dependent on other sources around the world.
Gun control.
I'm a life member of the NRA, have an A rating by the NRA. It's part of our culture. I'm a strong supporter of those rights.
Wild and scenic rivers.
Wild and scenic rivers, an interesting thing from a standpoint of tourism and bringing in more economic development to certain areas, but I am a strong advocate of multiple use of all of the land in Wyoming that is owned by the federal government, and that involves sportsmen, tourism, ranching, and energy exploration.